the difficulty in starting in the ACC is probably what's talked about the most, but you get a huge advantage that you get to do it with one of the best athletic departments in the country in Florida State, and that you are going to be empowered and given the resources. I'm just curious, Sarah, from your perspective, like you take this job in Tallahassee in the summer of 2024, knowing it's going to be almost 2 years before you actually play a real game. I know fall ball, you're getting to play opponents, but a game that's going to go down and count on your record. Take us behind the curtain a little bit. Like, I'm interested, minus the facility building, but like, what does day one even look like when you show up and go, we're building this thing from scratch and we're nearly 2 years away from playing a game? Because I think that's really interesting.
I think for me, it was all about like how many people could I connect with right away and share my vision for what Florida State lacrosse is going to be like. So whether those were pretty much anybody that would listen to me, honestly, like, club coaches, just in general, anybody in the lacrosse world. Like I haven't said no to a single interview, just because I want to talk so much about Florida State lacrosse and what an amazing place this is. Like you mentioned it, Jay, Florida State's not new to athletics, right? We're not new in a lot of spaces, but we certainly are new in lacrosse. And so I think even talking about the academic profile, so that was day one for me. I think the minute that I got hired on July 30th, we immediately went into that recruiting shutdown for 2 weeks, where I couldn't talk to anybody, which allowed me to at least pack some bags to get ready to move down to Tallahassee, in that time, and list my house for sale and all those things. But the minute that shutdown happened, I think I was on the phone from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., consecutive days, just talking about who I was, what my vision was, and who Florida State was, and really just kind of spreading that word and getting people on board, of can I trust you? Can I not? Obviously, I'm not new to lacrosse, but I'm new to the ACC. I'm new to the Power Four. And so helping people get to know me and my vision. It is funny, like when you show up on like the first day of work, it's literally like, here's your desk in the middle of an office, like that you're only going to have for 12 months while we build your facility, So a lot of it is just believing in the vision in the future. But I think one thing, the reason I brought, Mac Pulaski on with me is neither of us are afraid of working harder than maybe even as humanly possible, and putting in hours and hours of calls and just work and just, I call it chalk talks or, whatever it is, like just really just kind of sitting down and vision planning, and then waiting for the right people. I mean, we talked to a lot of people when we were trying to fill this spot of Rachel's, and we were patient and committed to the process. And Rachel's a testament to us, our values of doing it the right way, and so, it's those first few weeks, those first few months were a little bit of a blur. Luckily, my family kind of stayed behind in Michigan for a few months while I did this. And so we preach work-life balance here. I definitely didn't have it in those first few weeks and months, but it all will pay off, I think, when we take the field for the first time in February.
Well, Coach, that's awesome insight. You haven't turned down a single interview. I hope we are one of the better ones that you've had. I told Charlotte I got this big exclusive. We're going to be the only people to interview Florida State as they're building the program. And then Sarah comes on and goes, "Oh yeah, I've been talking to everybody." No, I'm joking.
Sorry to ruin that. There's your
bubble
just popped there.
No, we get both of them. This is nobody's gotten both of them in one room together. So this is epic.
Yeah, and I guess on that point, Rachel, Charlotte alluded to it, but one thing we definitely wanted to ask you about is there's been so much excitement for the sport of women's lacrosse, particularly as we look at 2026. It's going to be the first time that the WLL plays a full summer season, which you're going to be a big part of. You're launching a brand new program. How are you balancing, furthering your career both as a player and now starting one as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they kind of go hand in hand, which is nice. And I am so lucky because when I was going through the whole interviewing process, like they knew from the get-go that I wanted to continue my playing career. And they not only supported that, but they encouraged that. And they're like, the more our girls can look up to you, the more you're on the field with the girls. Like, we want you in practice. We want you jumping into practices. Like, that was so huge to me as a reason that when I came down here, this coaching staff, meeting Sarah and Matt, like it felt like home right away. They got it. They saw me as a human. They wanted me to be happy, but also encouraged me to continue my career. And like Florida State obviously comes first, but they're going to make sure I can do and accomplish everything I want in terms of professional career as well. So I don't know. It's been hard because this is a demanding job. But it's also really fun. Like, again, my training, like I am preparing for upcoming US stuff, and this PLL season is beyond exciting, and I want to be a part of every opportunity I can. So it's a balance, but again, it's been so nice. Like I can go shoot with the girls. I can jump in at practice when we're doing individuals. Like it's just my happy place. So I don't know. Work doesn't feel like work because it just they go together.
I can't even imagine having to go against you as like
I was just gonna say, please tell me some of those defenders are going up against you 1v1.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, I mean, it's just so funny. Like, Rachel's too humble to talk about this, but like, she'll go in sometimes and just like not even warmed up, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what's about to happen? But like, everybody, like, it's just that challenge, that push, you know, and like, she's the way that she knows how to communicate, and the experience she's bringing from like those intangible things, and you know, the Charlotte, like the things you can't teach that people understand, like seeing lanes, seeing through space. Rachel is just such a joy to have and watch, and it's fun for me. Like, I mean, I'll just say this out loud. Like, I catch myself fangirling. I'm like, look at yourself in the field, you know, like, and it's so cool for our players. But I will say real quick that it's so cute to see like the young girls that look up to her. And yesterday when we were down in Tampa, the girls that came up to Rachel Clark to ask her for autographs after the game, you know, and I think it's cool for our girls to see, like, you know, it's possible, you know, that women's sports matter, you know, that your career matters, you know, and like, you can truly just leave a legacy. And, you know, of course, she's so humble and kind, and getting to know all of our fans that, you know, both come for her and then for Florida State too. But it's a moment for women's sports, and just to be a part of it, I think it's just you know, an absolute, like, I just couldn't imagine women's sports being where we're at now in 20 years, and then being able to do this with Rachel and have her kind of inspire the next generation of women's lacrosse players has been just great to see with my own eyes.
Under the autograph, do you sign "scored more goals for Boston College than Charlotte North"? Is that?
I should start writing that. I think I would get more recognition putting the Charlotte North.
Please stop that, Rachel. You are one of the greatest ever. I honestly, like, those defenders are lucky to get to have you going up against them every day. But the offense, I mean, like, that's a dream to get to learn firsthand from you, do individuals with you, see what you see in film, feel how much you care, feel how much you love the game. Like, that's contagious, and that's what makes everyone want to work hard and be better and be like you out there on the field. Even the girls, the young girls that will be at your brand new stadium in February cheering you guys on. Like, that is really cool, especially, you know, obviously in the South where lacrosse is growing and all those great things. It's really unreal. So Jay,
Charlotte, I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
How much tampering has there been to try and get Rachel on the Boston Guard?
No tampering has occurred, but I would absolutely love to be teammates with her. We actually, we're lucky we get to play together in the U.S. system, and we've had some awesome experiences this summer together. And I can't wait for more, and I can't wait to see what you do in the WLL, but I can't wait to watch your team and see how much you're inspiring these girls. So we thank you both, seriously, for taking time out of your busy schedule. This is the thick of fall ball. We know you have a lot going on. You're probably cutting game film from this past weekend, and you're getting ready for some more scrimmages. So I know Rachel was just doing some film as well. Obviously, she's always working hard. Love to see that. But thank you, guys. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for all you do for women's lacrosse too. It's just, you know, it's a treat for us to be able to chat and talk further about Florida State.
Definitely more where that came from. You guys got to come back on after your first win or something big. You got to come back on.
With pleasure. Go
yes.
Noles, Jamie. Go Noles.
Yes. Thank you, guys.